For two lash tray options for you. Number one, a more beginner-friendly option are angel trays, which are pre-sectioned groups of angel lashes. And number two are our everything lashes, which are a little bit more advanced if you're learning angel lashes for the first time. You want to make sure that we're using 0.03 diameter lashes, so they're ultra soft. And if you're starting out, I recommend mixed lengths before investing into single length trays. We also recommend lashing on a tile with one of our glass glue palettes. If you're a beginner to angel lashes, we recommend practicing with longer lengths as it's going to be easier for you to see what you're doing. I don't recommend starting off practicing with 7, 8, or 9 millimeter lashes. 12s, 13s, 14s, and 15s are going to give you a little bit more length for you to actually see what you're doing. Now, angel lashes are literally known for being extremely lightweight on our clients' eyes. So if you want something more structured in look and feel, then I would recommend doing wet lashes using 0.5 or 0.7 diameter lashes. Angel lashes are very special in that way. They're incredibly soft. Now, these angel lash trays eliminate a huge problem for a lot of people, which is grabbing identical groups of fibers every single time. So if you feel like sometimes you're picking up not enough fibers or too many fibers and your sets aren't looking as clean as you'd like them to be, these are pre-sectioned into the perfect groups for you. If you want to start with our angel trays and you think of them as training wheels and you want to move up to using our everything lashes and hand making your own angel lashes, these trays are an excellent way to start because it helps you visualize how many fibers you want to be picking up every single time. That visual guide is going to be key. Now let's talk about our weapons of choice for today. I recommend any crystal tip tweezers. Because 0.03 diameter lashes are so extremely fine, we need lashes that have a very good grip from tip to tail, and these crystal tip tweezers are not a fiber tip, they're a really soft etching. It's similar to the texture of a crystal tip nail file, so this allows you to pick up those fibers with a really wide sweet spot every single time. For the most amount of control, we recommend picking up fibers in the middle of that sweet spot, not at the tip of the tweezer or the very back. Even though it might be fine and you're picking up fibers well, that middle section is going to give you the most consistent results. If you prefer a smaller angled tip, we recommend the Katie tweezer. If your hands prefer more of a boot-like shape, then we would recommend the Sweetie tweezer. It's a little bit more up and down. And if you're looking for more of just a classic curvature or you don't know which one to start with, we would recommend the Maddi tweezer. The Lexi tweezer is not featured here because it is best used for isolation purposes. We also have a few choices of traditional adhesive from us. Number one is our Everywhere adhesive. This is very beginner friendly and workable with angel lashes. It's a medium viscosity, so it's going to wick up the lash beautifully and not wick up too much like a thin viscosity adhesive. It's a very workable dry time for beginner artists. Now, Hugs is a faster version of the Everywhere adhesive and a slightly thinner viscosity, so if you have been lashing for quite a while and you're very comfortable with your speed, then I would recommend Hugs if you're wanting to work a little bit faster. The lashes we use are important, of course, but the adhesive we use can also play a huge role in the set that we do. A lot of beginners watching this right now are learning angel lashes for the first time, and it's very important that you're working with an adhesive that works with you. So the Everywhere adhesive, it works in a very wide humidity and temperature range for a traditional adhesive. This is considered a very wide humidity and temperature range if you look at the specs on the back. It's also black, so it's going to be pretty easy for you to see what you're doing and see how much adhesive is wicking up the lash. And a medium viscosity means that it's not going to be too thick and gloopy for you, but it's also not going to be watery thin. But if you do prefer a clear version, Kisses is our clear option. It's an identical formulation to the Everywhere adhesive, but if you're working with colored lashes or brown lashes, Kisses can be a great option. When starting with angel lashes, it's incredibly important how we actually hold our tweezers. Middle finger and your thumb are primarily doing all the work. Your pointer finger, your ring finger, and your pinky are kind of just dead weight. You don't want to hold your tweezer way up high like this because that is not where the pressure is designed to be held, and you're going to end up straining your hand. You also don't want to hold it too close to the tip like this. Right here is what we call the apex. So you're going to apply 100% pressure when you're picking up the lashes and pulling them towards your body, and you're going to apply that pressure from your middle finger and thumb right here. Anything up higher or lower is going to hurt your hand after a while. And if you're left-handed, here is a demonstration of where you're going to be grabbing it. See this little slope right here? That is where the apex is going to begin, right above that. I'm going to draw an X marks the spot so you can visualize where I'm talking about. You shouldn't have to squeeze your tweezer constantly. A lot of artists make the mistake of really squishing down their tweezer the entire time, but the only time we actually need to be putting pressure at the apex of our tweezer is when we have physically closed it around a group of fibers and we're peeling it towards our body. And then we release as we place it on the natural lash. So that pressure doesn't begin until I am right here. So don't apply pressure at the apex of your tweezer until you physically need to. Now let's make some angel lashes, shall we? The most important part of picking up angel lashes is grabbing up high enough. So the higher up we grab, the more closed the tips of those lashes are going to stay, and then we can saturate a good amount of the base in adhesive. Don't be afraid to grab a lot of adhesive, because the more adhesive that we apply to the natural lash, the more surface area that we're covering. More surface area of the natural lash that is wrapped in adhesive, the better retention that our client is going to have, because more of those little fibers are wrapped around the lash. If we only apply 1 millimeter of adhesive, we're not going to get a very good attachment zone, and that natural lash can manually pop off a little bit earlier than expected. So 2 to 4 millimeters of adhesive wrapped around the natural lash should always be our goal. As a guideline, draw a dot above your lash strip so you can tell yourself where to visually grab those groups of fibers. This high up above the strip is going to be really ideal for pickup. Now notice how I swipe that lash in adhesive, and I do it slowly. I don't dunk the lash in adhesive abruptly or up and down vertically. It's a really nice fluid dip and then pull out to the side of that star. Now let's do it with the pre-sectioned angel lash. It's the exact same technique, just sliding on in, grabbing one of those pre-sectioned groups of fibers, and then sliding it into the adhesive and then horizontally moving it out. You can feel free to dip that group of fibers once if you don't have a little bubble that builds on the end, but if you do have a little bubble that forms, then feel free to swipe it one more time just to remove that little bubble. What we want to avoid is aggressively dunking the lash just like this up and down, because a bubble of adhesive is going to form and it's going to unevenly coat the natural lash. See this makeup sponge that I'm applying the lashes to? This is a really great cost-effective thing to help you practice, as it's porous and it allows you to visualize what those angel lashes are going to actually look like all together before you put them on a person's natural lash line. You can buy these online or at beauty supply stores. They're super affordable and they're great to keep on your kit for practicing. Talk about something we seriously want to avoid, and that is brushing out the strips of lashes. Although we're used to doing this for volume lashing or mega volume lashing to help those fibers fan out better, that is opposite of what we want to do in creating angel lashes. We actually want those groups of fibers to stay together really nicely. Because if we were to brush out those very delicate 0.03 fibers and then try to grab some angel lash sections, you can see that they naturally like to fan out. And due to the fineness of the PBT fiber that our everything lashes are made out of, our lashes fan out extremely easily, which is a blessing if we are fanning and making volume fans, but it's a little bit of a curse if we're making angel lashes. So grab them directly out of the tray, and that is how you leave them. Now the angle of our tweezer matters greatly. See how I came at a really weird angle and grabbed from the tip? This is going to make it a little bit awkward to place onto the natural lash and to dip in the adhesive. Now watch closer how I want to grab the lashes. I want to come from behind, and I want to keep my tweezer completely parallel to the lash strip. If you struggle with grabbing more than one section of lashes, even on the pre-sectioned strips, come at that lash from behind. Literally sneak up on it and grab it at that angle from behind. It's going to help you just grab the lashes that you want to grab and nothing else. So see how I'm coming from behind? Closing my tweezers with 100% pressure, peeling straight toward my chest, and then dipping in adhesive. Let me show you a little bit closer. So see how when I come in with my tweezers, I am only grabbing that one lash and then placing the back of my tweezers in front of the entire rest of the strip. This allows me to grab only the fibers that I want to grab and avoid the rest of the strip. Now, once you have your group of fibers within your tweezer, don't overthink it. Just close your tweezers with 100% pressure from your middle finger and your thumb, peel straight toward your body, and go to dip. When we hover and hesitate and overthink it, that our lashes start to kind of flop and fall all over the place. Now I'm going to share with you a little bit of a hack if you are struggling to keep the tips of your closed fans closed. It's okay if they're a little bit frayed at the tips. This is what gives angel lashes that signature soft look. However, if you're noticing that they're really opening up and almost looking like volume fans, then you can take a little bit of a liquid product, maybe a bonder or a little drop of water, just some temporary styling product. Take this on a long tip micro swab and just gently swipe this across the mid to tips of the lashes. You can do this on the pre-sectioned angel lash strips or the strips of everything lashes. You don't want to use any thick creams or gels, as this can interfere with the adhesive process and the bonding process to the natural lash. But something like a bonder just at the tips, or even just water, is going to help you keep those tips together just for the application process. And then as soon as the client washes their lashes, it's going to wash right out. out. But it can be a really helpful tool just for the meantime of you actually picking up and placing those lashes. Don't make your life any harder than it has to be. Lashing is already incredibly difficult, so if you can use little tools like this to help you, then by all means, go for it. Feel free to watch this video back anytime. It's a super helpful study guide, and we're very excited for you to start making angel lashes.